Hello viewers, you're watching Alpha Morning Show. My name is Soro Davis, your usual presenter, of course. Warm welcome to this show, and viewers of SSBC, wherever you are watching us, we are bringing you this program live across the country and looking at actually based in Juba city capital. And my name is of course Soro David, and we are looking at how today the morning breeze and looking at actually how people have just woken up and looking at actually on how people are thinking of maneuvering their way as an expectation. This is what we're going to actually be looking at, expectation of South Sudanese in this particular year today. And looking at this year, I think a year of high expectations and looking at how the beginning will start. And straight away, I think we will be able to be looking at something very tangible, that is to say education. Today you will be able to know that the year have just kicked off. People have been enjoying their festival seasons with the Christmas, and children are going back to school. And of course, that brings another a little bit of challenge. Parents would be able to be preparing their kids going to school. And we're looking at here, we will be able to be discussing this topic of how the expectation of parents today, looking at how children will go to school in various ways across the country. And we are honored to have actually two guests in the studio. Will be discussing these issues, who is none other than Peter Riak, who was a former mayor of Malakal City, one of the major cities in South Sudan. That is to say, he was actually, he performed a lot in Malakal. And I'm also honored to have, pleasure to have also here, we have Ruki, who is Ruki Peter, who is the head teacher of a school within South Sudan, located in Jebel. I think she also has something to say as far as the kickoff for school. These are also some of the expectations of South Sudanese. Of course, children have to go back to school, and those kind of things are looking at actually the responsibility of families and parents and whichever institution. And I'm grateful to have you people, having you guys with me in the studio. Pleasure having you with me on board on this morning show or program. First and foremost, I think you are welcome to Alpha Morning Show. It's a morning conversation. And I think, how is your morning today, Mr. Peter? What can you tell us about you?
Morning is actually very bright.
Mm-hmm.
We really thank God for that, being here this morning to share with you something here in the studio.
Oh, that is
so. Morning is actually very bright. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Ruki, how is your morning? How is your morning as you're coming on your way? Did you have a little bit of traffic jam, and looking at how people are trying to rush? It's a rush hour actually.
Yeah, when I wake up from home, I came to the roadside, I picked Boda.
Mm-hmm.
The traffic was not so much.
Mm-hmm.
I use a lonely road.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the amazing morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad to be here in the studio.
And what did you see that the high expectation of the day, that because now you are coming to the studios to talk to the people outside there? Remember, everyone would want to know the expectations of everyone for this year, looking at actually the rush hour and going to the market, looking at actual people, looking at how the day will end. What is your expectation? Because looking at you as a mother, at the same time, you were coming out, going to look at actually your main duties as a family member. You have to get back to the children and looking at all this. I think before we continue, I think you'll be able to tell us something to do with that in this conversation.
My expectation for this year, actually, let the prices in the market reduce. We are really fighting very hard for the economic crisis. My expectation, let the economic crisis end. Yeah.
So that would be also great. I think that is a good message from you. Mr. Peter Riak, you are formerly a mayor in which year? You'd be able to tell us also. You have a lot of experiences. Being a mayor is not an easy thing. To have that position, what would you expect South Sudanese to be thinking about this year? Because this year looks unique, and it's kind of there's high expectation of many things. People are expecting a lot of things, looking at peace. People are looking at very many changes that will not have affect people of South Sudan, looking at the previous year and with high expectation of many things. What do you have to say?
Yeah, thank you. You know, first of all, I would like to once again to say thank you for inviting us to be part of this program this morning.
Mm-hmm.
As you really mentioned, it is the high expectations is peace. That we need peace.
Mm-hmm.
That the peace that will prevail at every corner of South Sudan,
Mm-hmm.
so that each and every citizen must have right to move instead of being here in Juba alone.
Mm-hmm.
People should be in local areas.
Exactly.
In Yei, some should be in Morogo,
In Morogo.
some should go by land to Malakal,
Exactly.
and also to Nasser, to Rang by land.
Exactly.
So there are high expectations that this year actually situation must change.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the high expectation
Is that
until
you?
we celebrate the Christmas. So
Okay.
our expectation is actually peace and social coexistence and all these activities that are positive activities.
Okay, now, Rukia, looking at actually you being a mother, and agenda also at the same time, great having you with us in the studio, looking at the day-to-day life today, as we continue looking at actually, as you say, the expenses and things are very expensive in the market, costing actually families, those who actually can have one meal in a day. What do you think this year would happen as you look at, because South Sudan is a subsistence farming country that will actually exist into rainy season is also expected of, and what do you think people would do looking at actually the survival of the fittest within the city? Now people don't cultivate within town, and looking at actually the grassroots and whatever. What do you have to say on that?
Well, things are bad in the market.
Mm-hmm.
Many people have been reluctant all those years. But I think this year, all people will think of going out to look for job.
Mm-hmm.
Any kind of job, do it, just to survive.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. What do you have to say, Mr. Pitariak?
You know,
You've got a lot of experiences
you
in
know,
this.
as I said before,
Mm-hmm.
this economic crisis is something, or we talk at the level of market. If we talk at the level of market, what makes price to be high?
Great.
So what makes price to be high is as each and every individual here in the town. We are well aware that it needs economic growth.
Mm-hmm.
In which it needs actually our Minister of Finance and other institute or other institutions related to economic department.
Mm-hmm.
They need to
work
exert their
collectively.
They need to exert their report.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit, the situation of the market must change. But the bigger part of it needs actually the state government should actually take care of the market, because those local traders down here is not the responsibility of the national government. It's the responsibility of the state government.
Great.
They have to take care on the market, especially in Konya, in Sujuba, in custom, and all these.
I think that will bring us on this main conversation that we have just had. I think we will just now kick off with our main conversation. Viewers of Alpha Morning Show, if you've just joined us in this program of Alpha Morning Show, in this morning conversation, we're actually trying to look at a system of education. This is what we are going to be discussing on. There is formal and informal system of education, and looking at actually the people representing us here in the studio, who actually the head teacher, who is Rukia with us, should be able to talk on issues to do with her owning actually the school, and being at the same time having experience in the teaching capacities should be able to tell us more how children maneuver their school and how they excel in actually in educational system. And also having also the former mayor of Malakal City with us in the studio for the first time, I think having him here with us on Alpha Morning Show, I think we'll be able to share it together. Let's go for that short break. If you have just joined us, please try to be with us on Alpha Morning Show. Remember, Alpha Morning Show, it's a show that is always brought to you on live on SSBC every morning on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 8 to 9. Don't go away, stay with us as we go for that short break. We will be right back as we continue with our discussion.
Thank you.
Welcome back from that short break of Alpha Morning Show. Of course, if you have just joined us right over there, wherever you are across the country, Juba, wow, Malakal, the main cities of South Sudan, and wherever you are watching, I think even in the diaspora, we bringing you this program live from our studios in Juba capital, and you'll be able to be following us on Alpha Morning Show in this conversation and looking at actually what we are trying to discuss on, looking at the formal and informal system of education. Right here we have people who have got a lot of experience and having actually being in the field of that system. They will be able to tell us. Straight away, Ruki, what do you have to say about your school? I think you will be able to tell us what it means by the formal and informal system of education. And I think before you kick off, what do you have to tell us about your school?
Okay, I'm glad to be in the studio. My name is Ruki Peter Ali. I'm the head teacher of Mama Adela Calls Nasaran Grammar School.
Great.
The school is located in Jebel Market. For those who know more about Jebel Market, we are behind Kokuru Cottage. Yeah, for those who don't know about Kohuru Cottage, when you get to Jebel Market, at the Source Energy, at your left, you can take that route. Going down, you will get us, as if you are going to Port William. Mama Adele's Calls Nasaran Primary School was opened on the 17th May 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great, Rukia, what is your objective? What is the main objectives of opening that school, if we are to go to the truth? Because schools are always open with objectives. There are those who to open, to continue. There are those who have long-term and others have short-term plan, looking at actually having also support into progressing the school. How is the school progressing and the main objectives of opening the school?
Okay, the main objective of opening the school is to change the education system of South Sudan. Because in South Sudan, people thought the education system is very low. The school is open to make the education system of South Sudan very high. In Mama Adele, we are building a very strong foundation. Since we opened the school in 2022, I was appointed to be the head teacher immediately by the director of the school. I'm a trained teacher. 10 years experience in teaching. Yes. In my school in Mama Adele, we have reading. Reading is taught right away from baby class.
Great.
In nursery classes, we don't teach alphabet. We introduce for them sound. A child of baby class can be able to read 3 words. When the child gets to middle class, the child is able to read 4, 5 words. If the child gets to top class, that child is able to read storybook.
Great.
Yeah.
Now, Mama Adele school, and that is actually, so it sounds a good school, but looking at actually these young nursery school kids, sometimes it's not easy to handle these kids. Bringing them too early into the school, how do you organize that? Looking at actually, promptly a parent have to bring a kid to school at around 5, at around 6. We may come to the school and sometimes get dozing in the class and those kind of things. How do you treat them? What criteria do you have looking at actually the mothers who care for them at the school?
Yeah, in my school, all the nursery teachers are trained teachers.
Mm-hmm.
We encourage parents to bring their children to school very early in the morning, because very early in the morning we have activities. And these outdoor activities are very important for the little one, not the classroom activities. When parents bring their children very early in the school, we have outdoor activities. It keeps the children active. It minimizes them from dozing.
But do you give them rest sometimes after which all those activities?
Okay,
because
rest.
It's not easy to take care of kids throughout from morning, and they wake up early. Sometimes they need to take enough rest after taking meal, you know.
Yeah, in the morning when they get to school, we have these outdoor activities. Brief, we go back to class, lesson kicks off. After break time, they go for their break. After their break, they come for classes again until lunch time. After lunch, we make sure those one of middle and baby, they go and sleep.
Oh, that's very great. That has
Yes.
made a good impression. Now, looking at Mr. Riak, you are formerly a mayor in Malakal City.
Yeah.
And you've been hosting a lot of challenges that you had, even looking at schools sometimes. There are other activities, I think, that also you, being a mayor, when you are being hosted as a mayor in Malakal City, there have been many schools. That is a responsibility already. What do you have to say as far as you to look into this situation where this, the head teacher of Mama Adele School is talking on, as far as the educational system is concerned? Because we may be getting into the formal system where they are introduced into the civil way of introducing some things, meanwhile going to be, despite reading and writing at the same time, because also having that commemoration of looking at also the brain of a child that catches up very fast, but also needs rest.
Yeah. You know, yes, as in the time that I was in Malakal, and I think up to now in Malakal, or here in Juba also, there are so many private schools, and there are also government schools. Then what I actually learned is that, you know, education sometimes is a key for the life.
For success.
For the success of the person individually or publicly. That children, when they receive good quality of education, later on they will be the people that will be running.
Will be representing somewhere.
Will be representing someone, will be representing nation, will be representing...
Representing someone like you becoming a mayor. Yeah, sure, absolutely. You being,
after 10 years,
sure.
after 5 years,
some time to come.
Time to come, some will be actually leaders. So education is, as I said, is a key of life. But there are some of private school that need also to try their level best to reduce.
Mr. Riak, you had been a mayor. Let me ask you this simple question. There is a difference between civilization and education. You look, these things goes together at the same time. And when you look at someone might have not gone to school, but he looks civilized more than someone who has gone to school. Yeah. Can you verify that? Can you try to analyze it?
Yeah, sometimes it's very difficult to be analyzed. But a situation of being a Taiwanese, maybe somebody that is not educated can be also civilized. Can be civilized on how to handle his own affairs, and he can also...
In which way can you tell us? In which way?
Okay, in which way he can actually take his children to schools. He can also manage his house affairs like somebody educated. He can also participate in public activities.
Now, where does he get that? Where does he get that civilization in looking at? He has not gone to school and he's doing all those things. Is it the environment he grew up in, or
yes,
or
maybe.
Is it the environment,
maybe.
or just because?
Maybe.
Because some people can grow up in a different environment, not moving to check other people how they live in other areas. For example, someone can move all over South Sudan and still remain uncivilized.
If he has money, he can even be more civilized and educated person. He can even go wherever he wanted to go. So what I mean is that if he acquainted himself or herself in the town where he is, he can be more civilized than anyone.
Now
Not
let
anyone,
us
but he
come
can
to
be
the
also-
rightful person who owns a school, who is a head teacher of school. She owns many children. She has a primary school. It's not easy to handle children in school from primary to secondary school at the same time. If you look at Ruki, what do you have to tell us? Because now you are the focal point on the civil society. You're educating people to be proved in a civil way. There is education and civilization at the same time into this system. What do you have to differentiate that and tell us the system of education that is formal and informal, whereby civilization comes in? People, you find that when your children move from school, they ask, these children, they come from which school? That they come from such and such a school. And they start asking various questions. These children, these students are well disciplined, they are well behaved. When they pass on the way, they don't talk anyhow, they greet people with responsibility, those kind of things. How does that come? Why have you brought that? Try to tell us.
Okay. Before we go to school, we are taught at home by our parents. Those years back, there was no school. People are taught home by their parents. All the kind of education now we are getting, it was taught home by the parents. What was not there is only reading and writing. Yeah. Behaviors are taught home. When children come to school, also we do give them behaviors. We tell children what to do. We discipline them. Also, academic is
whenever they
going on.
go wrong.
We punish them. Not for bad. We give them punishment. We correct them.
But now that comes into where, how do you put that? Is it a formal system? Is it actually that is a moral way of bringing children from rightful from other families to other? It varies, you know. It varies from one family to another. When children are sent to school, there is formal and informal way of bringing up children. Those who comes with other behavior from other family, when they're brought to school, sometimes they change different and they become a better one. Do you do that?
Yeah, let me talk about my school in particular. In my school, we have activities that guide the children. It discipline the children. I have parenting in my school. Parenting is like a parent guiding the children on behaviors in particular. Leave about the academic. Academic is done separately.
True.
We have that parenting. It is sharpen up that child in particular.
To behave.
Yeah. To behave him or herself. When we started the school in 2022, we started the school with only 17 learners. When it comes to 2023, we managed to register 148. Last year, we managed to register 515 learners. Why are parents coming to our school? They are coming to our school because after they discover us, our children are well behaved, even in academic, they are doing very well.
No, it's okay, they are well behaved. But looking at the context of education in South Sudan as a whole, you know, it can be your school, but we have a variety of schools in South Sudan, as you did mention. You are as an example. But look at South Sudan, we've got very many kindergartens, nursery schools, we've got primary schools up to secondary level. And so you still going, well, how do you look at the variety of schools in comparison to yours? The excellency of a school that brings in, produce excellent students to actually be a good product of a school. As I did mention, talking on issues to do with behavior-wise in the society, being an exemplary to others, someone who has not been to school with a little bit of education, but at least he or she has got that meaning of being to school. Can you tell us something a little bit that as May I will continue?
Okay, we have a variety of school in Juba, yes. Yeah. There is a say that no education is quality than the quality of its teachers. At home, if our parents are not quality, we shall not be quality. At school, if the teachers are not quality, that education, obvious, is not quality.
That is very great to have heard that from you. And let us now come to look at the well-experienced person here. Who is the mayor, formerly a mayor in Juba, in Malakal? You have been served for quite a little bit long. You have behavior-wise, you know about children, how they are in school. We have this civil education. We have this formal system of education. We have moral education that starts from the parents, from the family, that comes. We are not a rightful person to go to school. Others may not go. What do you have to say on that, looking at the formal system of education and look at that, the civilized people in the society? Because you have held many people in your regime, as you had been a mayor, actually. What do you have to analyze on that?
Yeah, you know, sometimes these formal education systems is some thought of making discipline from the childhood up to the time that we become an adult. So that's where the difference is. So the system of education, being somebody educated, it make good products from that particular area, especially in the family, public places and other areas. But very unfortunately, sometimes in the big towns, we have seen there are huge gangs that created sometimes issues that are not supposed to be, like something called niggers. Some of them are coming from schools.
Now, there is another question here that also goes to you. Yeah. Formerly, you had been a mayor. Looking at also the number of children that goes to school, and behavior-wise, I think you should be able to know what some of the reasons. Could you be telling us some of the reasons why children drop out of school, and looking at also maneuvering into this?
That what I was actually wanted to say is, you know, sometimes it started from the schools. Maybe those who are low in education, sometimes they can drop from a school, and then they also created gangs outside. Those who are actually performing well, they continue well until they finish their education system. So they don't have problem. We have also a problem of children that have no parents, that have no support, because sometimes at the moment, school fees.
Things to do paying the school fees.
Paying a school fees is actually problems. Sometimes these are issues that drop the children outside. So when they drop from school.
But there is that mentality that comes from different cultures. You had been in the system for quite long. There is a mentality that comes from cultures of South Sudan sometimes. Not only South Sudan, but in other individual also countries, it happens that when your grandparents are not have never gone to school, and you will continue with that system. Has that been existing? Because now others will look of going to school, and others will be like, I should remain. Like, for example, I've been a soldier, and my children continue being a soldier for the next generation. Is it
no, I think that one is not there actually. It's not there, because there are children of those who are not even educated. Their children are very successfully went even to the universities. Some are graduated. So the system, the problem actually, as I said before, is connected into these two problems. One, if the child is not performing well, he has a problem.
Find a different way of
he find a different way of dropping from continue with the school, even if parent has money. It happened many times.
Rukia, now you being a head teacher, I think in any institution and in every situation of life, there must be challenges. Could you be able to tell us some of your challenges that are facing you in bringing up that school as far as the educational system is concerned? Maybe you may be having challenges of teachers. You may be having challenges of how to bring up accommodate these students, accommodating these young people. What challenges are you facing and looking forward into?
The biggest challenge I'm facing at the school, when we admit newcomers, they came when they are bad behaved. Changing them, it takes time. We are working very hard. We make sure these children are changed to our old system. That's the challenge. Another challenge is with the parents. Parents doesn't want their children to be disciplined. Once you discipline the child goes home and report, they come to school. Why have you did this one to my child? But we used to tell parents, this is a school is a school, it's a community, it's another community, it's another home. We want all the children to behave the way we want them to behave. Some parents, they don't understand. We keep pulling with them rope. Those are the challenges we are getting. Yeah.
Those are the challenges we're getting from the parents. Now, looking at actually these parents, what do you have to tell them as far as these challenges are concerned? Because now, being in an educational system where you have taken a full responsibility, whereby you are committed, and parents bringing their children to school, they make sure they are committed into actually your rules and regulations of the school, and trying to violate by coming back in turn, bringing you issues. What measures do you have in that? Do you expel them? Do you continue with them? What do you have to say?
It will happen with me. Parents who comes to the office with bad approach, not good approach. Sometimes a parent will come immediately wanted to fight. Just parent will just discontinue the children.
Now, after discontinuing, do you think is the rightful way of doing it, or you are trying to actually bring them up in the right way? Because there must be a first chance and second chance. There must be warnings and being punished. They have to also be punished to improve, because this is a learning. Learning is a process.
Yeah, we have these parents. Not all parents are the same. We have few only who are bad behaved. They do come to the office, they pick quarrel, they don't have approach. We used to calm them down. They could not listen. We live like chances to them. When it comes to the worst, we cannot tolerate them. We just look in our safety.
Okay.
This parent used to come, threaten us. I will beat you, I will do you this. We look at our safety, we say, let this parent go.
Now, for the prosperity of your school, what precautions have you taken for the school to go ahead looking at actually, despite all these challenges?
We are working very hard on academic. When our academic is very strong, whenever a parent misbehave, we talk to the parent. When the parent look at my child, before I brought my child to Mama Adele, my child was not like this. Now my child, I brought to Mama Adele, there are changes. When the parents come to us with hot temper, after the parent will come down and say, my child is changing in Mama Adele, then the parents will come down.
That is great. What do you have to say?
Yeah, he's actually, as you said, he's need actually to give chance to the parents. So even if they have misbehavior to the school administrations, the school administration is actually need to give chance, first warning, and then also the second and the third. And then later on, if they are still doing the same, that where the child can be actually discharged from schools. Sometimes children misinterpret why they were disciplined. So if the parent take it negatively, they can misbehave while their child are the one that made mistake or something like that.
But Peter Riak, you take this position, you being a father, having children sending to school. Have you sent these kids to school to be disciplined, or to only own education and leave the other part of being disciplined? Because having a behavior, going to school, there is a process of learning. There is learning through academics, and there is learning that behavior-wise that you have to change. Does that mean is different from that? What do you have to
No, they need to be also disciplined in the schools, because in the absence of parents while they are in schools, the school administrations or teachers or anyone there is the one that taking charge about the child activities in the school. It is not just to write and leave other part of the discipline to the house. No, when they are there, they need to be also disciplined, and they also need to be shown how to write, because writing is art. Is art.
That's great. We'll continue from there. Our viewers of Alpha Morning Show, we are going for that short break, and we will be right back. As you just joined us, please stay with us. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back from that short break. You are still watching Alpha Morning Show. Of course, we're still discussing issues to do with educational system, formal and informal. In that break, I think we had been watching, we've been seeing a message there that is actually stars. That is actually the meaning of being a teacher. And good enough, we have a teacher with us in the studio here who is a head teacher, also having importance of actually the values of a teacher, how a teacher is important to the people of South Sudan, because without a teacher, without producing good behavior-wise, looking at the civil societies that are actually civilized and looking at also that comes up from a teacher. And grateful we are having also a teacher here who is actually a head teacher, who is hosting also teachers, number of teachers in the school. Would you be able to tell us, Ruki, the number of teachers you have in your school and their roles? Because a teacher is very, very, very important in the running day-to-day activities in school. Others can be in duties and others can be off, and also running classes, you know, lessons are to come in time, timetable, and looking at all of this is a role of a teacher. Producing good students in a class, a number of students in class. You know, in other schools, they can be having a number of schools like 45 that to excel. Because when you accommodate in a class, when you accommodate like over 100 students in a class, you get to see that many of them fails. At least when you have a limited number of 45, having even not more than that, it makes them catch us up very fast. What do you have to say as far as your teachers are concerned and looking at their roles?
Okay, in my school, I have 11 teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right away from baby up to P5. 11 teachers handling these classes. In the school, the number of children per classes, there are not many.
Mm-hmm.
In baby class, we have 52. In middle class, 40.
Now, what do you really have to tell us, Ms. Rukia, you being a head teacher of the school, the role of a teacher? Because we have there a female teacher and a male teacher. Can you be able to tell us the role of these teachers in this? You have, of course, you may be having departments there. You're having departments at the directorate of studies who direct students in study. You have the department, because all of us, we went through this. Having from the female side, the male side, looking at you being the head teacher, their roles.
Okay, me, I'm the head teacher of the school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the overseer
Mm-hmm.
of everything in the school.
Mm-hmm.
I have my deputy.
Mm-hmm.
My deputy waits for the delegation from me. When I
Mm-hmm.
delegate him to do something, he does it. And he's the one concerning with the health, the welfare of the school.
Mm-hmm.
I have the director of the studies.
Good.
He deals with the academic of the school.
Good.
Yeah. Then I have a senior woman teacher
Mm-hmm.
that deals with the girls.
Girls' affairs.
Yeah, I have a man senior teacher that deals with the boys.
Good.
Yeah.
That's great.
And the classes are having class teachers. Class teachers deals direct with their classes to
Mm-hmm.
monitor the academic performance of the classes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very great. Now let us come to Mr. Riak. Now you being a parent and at the same time you had been holding a huge position, and I think you still have a high expectation of becoming somebody in Malakal, and not only Malakal, in any other institution.
Yeah.
You still have that hope. What do you have to look into these challenges, and looking at also the role of a parent involving himself into these activities of a school, being a guardian, being actually an important person?
Yeah, yeah. You know, yes. Actually, the role of parents is imminent in this way of guiding children. The parents are the one that to take charge from the arrival of the children from school back to the house. The parents are the one in charge. The parents also are the one in charge during the night time and everything that need to be given to the children, their clothes and all this.
Mr. Riak Peter.
Yeah.
Do you believe that you're a teacher?
I'm not a teacher.
Why?
Yes, I'm not a teacher in a way that I'm using what is
But you
called.
are a leader. A leader is a teacher.
Yeah, I'm a teacher informally. That I'm a teacher.
Informal, yeah?
Yeah, I'm a teacher. That in the house I do tell them that this is
Mr.
wrong.
Riak, you have children in the house.
Yeah.
You tell them the rightful thing to do
Yes.
at the right time and in the right place to do
Yes.
this, not to do this.
Yes,
What
yes.
does that mean? That means you are a
Yeah,
teacher.
you are a teacher,
What
yeah.
is your role?
Yeah.
Why is a teacher important
But-
in any society?
Yeah, the teacher is actually important in every society simply because he is guiding his children so that they don't misbehave to other people. They don't also violate anything that are not related to ethic of the life and others that are needed to be done. So yes, informally they are teachers, but the real teacher is the one that is in the classes.
Mr. Riak, there's a question here for you. You had been serving for long. Look at actually these children who actually penetrates from being guided in the house. Many of them goes to the street. You had been knowing this. They fail to go to school. What do you think are some of the reasons why they go to the streets and they become anti-education, guiding from home,
Yeah.
and looking at their ways of life in the streets?
Yeah, this is, as I said before, is connected with something related to the, especially in the family. Maybe the family are not able to pay their school fee, or they are not able to give them whatever necessary needed. Then sometimes they decided to go away where they will be free.
Mr.
to do
Riak, you
whatever
cannot tell me that only children who cannot afford to go to school are children of the poor people. Even children of the rich people go to the
Yes,
streets.
yes.
Why do you think that is happening?
Yes.
Children of the rich refuse going to school to earn education,
Yes.
having the academic
You are right.
excellency. They also go to the streets. There are very many. Why do you think that is happening?
You are right, simply because of discipline. They are not disciplined by the parents. So you want to prove it that.
Why do you think they are not disciplined? Is it far distance? They grow up from different families?
Yes, sometimes.
Not in the same
Yes,
premises?
that's it. Sometimes, yes, it's part of it. But the reality is that, as you tell me, yes, you are right in this form, that family are the best teachers before the child reach to the school, because they need to be told that this one is wrong, this one is right, do this and don't do this and all this. But sometimes the parents are far away from the children. Yes, just for example, others are now in Malakal and the children are here in Juba. Others also, some are there in Uganda and the parents are here. Yes, they get performance very well in the schools. But you know, sometimes traditionally, they need also to be trained by the parents in the houses. So maybe there are actually chances and there are also challenges. If you have chance, then that chance need to be utilized well so that it cannot be turned back as challenge. I think you got me what I'm actually saying.
Continue.
Yeah. So what I mean about chance, if you have money, yes, you can take your children to any school that is very beautiful school, that well training teachers are there, but sometimes they are missing the parent guidance. So sometimes it's actually a challenge. As you say, yes, children that has parents, sometimes they are not performing well. Yes, this one is connected with the parent guidance is missing. Yeah. So it's not just only money, but also guiding children. Sometimes if you are not serious, they can miss.
But many South Sudanese have a mentality of taking their children outside the country to attain education, which they may think can impact the children with a wider knowledge and looking at also the educational system to groom them up. Well, depending on how children are put on, how they are treated with the parental care, and at the same time being close to them. And for those who takes long even without seeing the children, what do you have to say that they are far apart from their parents?
That one was just because we were in the process of the beginning. It was like just we ignore whatever facilities we have. But at the moment, there are schools here in Juba are even more better than outside. There are government schools. Yes, there are also individual school like Mama Adele school. You know, actually Mama Adele, I'm near us. I'm nearest to Mama Adele there, where the school is located in Coeur William. So I think it's not too much now that people are taking their children to very far places for schooling. Now, in the near future, each and every family will be together with their children.
Great. I think I still goes back to Rukia, who is the head teacher of Mama Adele. How many teachers you been having and looking at? Actually, you did mention of 9 teachers. How, in terms of employment opportunities, do we have all of them as South Sudanese, or you hire them as experts, or looking at actually those who graduated from South Sudanese institutions of learning from within are the one grooming these children from school, from nursery to secondary school, because taking care of?
Well, the teachers are trained teachers from the College of Education. Yeah.
Are they all South Sudanese nationals, and why?
We are all South Sudanese. We want to prove to South Sudanese parents that South Sudanese teachers can do the best. Because they were not trusting. When they hear that you are a South Sudanese, they look at you like this, they say, no, this is not the type of school I want. I want to take my children to a school where foreigners are the one teaching. Then I decided, let me just get South Sudanese teachers on board to prove to parents that South Sudanese can do the best.
Yeah, that's very good. What do you have to say, Mr. Yak?
She's right, actually. She's right. It is actually what people need to do this. Simply. Simply.
Tell us.
To get qualified teachers. Have training centers that the teachers need also to be given some courses. So when they come back, they are more qualified to teach their brothers and sisters.
Now, it is great that you have mentioned that. What is the difference now between the private school and the public schools? Some people take it in terms of measuring, weighing the schools in terms of, others says private schools are more excelling than the government schools, looking at actually in academic excellence. Can you try to say that?
You know, as she said before, the others are taking their children to private school simply because they assume that there are foreigners that are brought by that school administrations. So they look at the teachers as if they are foreigners, then they will perform well than South Sudanese teachers. That's why sometimes you see people are taking their children to the private school. But the education system is one. Even if you are sitting secondary school certificate here and also taking from far away from places, is also the same.
That is very good. We still go back to Rukia. Rukia, at your school, and actually, you know, the curriculum of South Sudan today, looking at the syllabus that you have, do you export? Even setting the exams alone would depend on how the curriculum says, from you nursery school to the primary school, which may exceed to secondary school at some time to come. What curriculum are you dealing with? East African style, or you are looking at actually, because South Sudan is a member of East African community, and what curriculum do you have looking at actually the syllabus that you teach to catch up with them and setting your exams? Does it come from East Africa, or you're setting it from within?
Well, we are using South Sudan books only. We don't integrate. Particular a social study, we don't integrate them. Children need to learn South Sudan.
Exactly.
Yeah. When it comes to science, what is science? All the science taught all over the world is the same science. Then I tell my teachers, don't integrate this book. When we come to mathematics, besides mathematics of South Sudan is one of the best mathematics compared to one of East Africa. Why should they integrate the book? Teach it like this. When we come to CRE, CRE is CRE. Yeah, there is no difference.
Religion education.
Yes. When you go to any country in this world, God is one. Then we base in our book of South Sudan. We don't integrate our book. We are the ones setting our examination within the school. Yeah, because we are ending in P5 last year. This year we are opening P6. When we come to nursery, we don't have a particular book of nursery. I used to bring book from Uganda, prime books for nursery.
Yeah, that's great. What do you have to say, Mr. Riak, as far as this is concerned, looking at the curriculum? Because there are changes in, as you said, in mathematical system, and looking at also other subjects that also sometimes brings interference into the learning system. And South Sudan is considered one of the best in mathematics, looking at actually that class since day one.
She is actually right, because we are independent nation. There's, yes, we are East Africa community, but its education is different. Even if you go to Uganda and Kenya, the school are started from January in Kenya. And then in Uganda, they will start in February. So the education system in East Africa is not the same. Each nation on all this, they have their own curriculum. If you go to Sudan, before the independence of South Sudan, Sudan was actually part of Arab nation, but the school of Sudan or the Sudan curriculum was different from Egypt, was also different from Saudi, was different from every nation. So we as a nation, we have our own system. She is actually right, accurately right. We have our own system, education. Coming to the point of religions, yes, the Bible is also the same. Social studies are the same, but they are also different from place to
Now,
place.
you being a head teacher, Ms. Rukia, what do you have to tell us on the performance of the school as far as the school is concerned, and looking at actually from your point of starting the school to date? Is it decreasing, deteriorating, or it is continuous excelling and giving a marvelous outcome?
Well, the performance of the school is very excellent, I may say. Because I'm the one handling the school, I will know where is the school actually going. The school is really going, excelling. The school is not declining. The performance is up to date. Excellent performance.
That is very great. Now, what do you have to say finally? What is your message to the people of South Sudan as far as your school is concerned, and look at the academic excellency, and at the same time also looking at bringing up this school as part of your development, and this is also contribute towards educational system to the people of South Sudan? What do you have to say finally?
What I want to tell to parents outside there, people who are watching, let them invest in education. Investment in education is one of the best investments. People thought that if I invest in a human being is a liability. What will I benefit from liability at the end of the day? But when you invest in education, this education here, when that child is educated, the child will become an asset, even permanent asset.
Permanent asset.
Yes. Just let parents invest in education. There's nothing good in this world compared to education.
Thank you, Ms. Rukia. I think let us try to have a word from also Riak Peter being with us. Also, I think you'll be able to tell us as far as you wind up on the importance of education, formal and informal at the same time, on what we have been discussing on.
First of all, I would say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. So each and every Southern Sudanese people.
Now, looking at actually the expectation of South Sudanese this year's children going to school and looking at that.
There are so many challenges. There are so many challenges. School fees are wanted, and every resources that we were having in our homes are taken by the Christmas feast. So we wish each and every person to get a school fees of his children free in a very successful way, and allow his children to go to school peacefully and successfully.
Thank you so much. Viewers of Alpha Morning Show, we had actually been discussing issues to do with the formal and informal educational system, and that's why I was here with the head teacher from Amador School and looking at also the former mayor of Malakal City happened to be with us also in the studio. We had been discussing these issues to do with the educational system. Parents are almost facing challenges of children going back to school and looking at how the curriculum system and looking also at the syllabus and looking at also how they can maneuver throughout the year. We have come to the end of this session, but upcoming next still is Alpha Morning Show. Remember, stay with us. We are going to be discussing issues to do with outbreak of cholera in the city. It's actually not only Juba, Wau, Malakal, and other towns within Juba. That is to say, we are going to have a discussion with actually some other guests in the studio on Alpha Morning Show. That is to say, from the Minister of Health, looking at actually how cholera is touching people and actually trying to look at actually being one of the epidemic now today in South Sudan. And we have ended up in this session, and we have come to the end of this session. We will go for a break as other guests will join us on cholera discussion. Stay with us, don't go away as we continue with cholera discussion. I think we will be with you. Stay tuned. Thank you for having you with me on this session.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
عايزين أستاذ عشان نبقى موظفين. دايرين أستاذ 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 لأنه بتاع بلد. أستاذ أستاذ ده شمال البلد. أستاذ أستاذ لأنه بتاع بلد. أستاذ أستاذ ده شمال البلد. أستاذ أستاذ ده بتاع بلد. أستاذ أستاذ ما تكون سيبون جعان. أستاذ غنيان أستاذ كمال بلد بتاعنا شبعان أستاذ جلال أبوما بتاعنا أبوما حقيقة ما تنسيتو أستاذ أبوما بتاعنا أبوما بدأ اللسو أستاذ 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 لنور للبلد أستاذ أستاذ ياو شمال البلد أستاذ أستاذ ما تكون سيبو تبان أستاذ أستاذ ما تكون سيبو أيان
piano Virujal tani Lo aizu saidu nas Izamanta machakili abu hatani Lo azu dafale nas Urush mederesa Virujal tani Lo azu wagit manas Izamanta zuru Oh oh Nasawi tamon Bigeni zalani Nasawi tamon Bigeni takiani Nasawi tamon Mabigeni farhani Mata demiru Mata karabu Mata demiru Mata karabu mami Rezina atie Gel bataki abi atshedi Zora beside unas diamond Rabuna mabini sito Yom taki bidja Rabuna bebare ginta Bimustawa tani barao Loita geni Saidunas Ayataki fi dunia berua tamam Loita apa Saidunas oh, oh. Ayataki fi dunia berua batal Roger Amonda, Ismail Simba Keresa lakum nasal muhtajin Ashanita beside uzol yeah. Ashanita beside unas yeah. Malazim zola itabiarifu Malazim zola fikeri satakum Malazim biniar itabiteisu Malazim wareda itabiteisu Ashani musada lagiga Itala mingeliba Okani itendu insania Itabisaidu waizo Kelina saidu nas Kelina wogi manas Kelina saidu nas Kelina wogi manas Manuel Amonda Jacques Amonda Keresa lakum nasal muhtajin Papa unabonane Itawe Loita geni Saidunas Ayataki fi dunia berua tamam Loita apa Saidunas oh, oh. Ayataki fi dunia berua batal Mr. Man May God bless you. Elina Saidu Nasi musada Elina saidu naze Marara gilto mutu Azu musada Solala mian fisikaye Azu musada Solalma indu malabi Azu musada Solalma indu takulu Azu musada
It's okay. Leave it.
Elina saidu naze Elina wogip manas
welcome from Alpha Morning Show. You're still watching Alpha Morning Show. Of course, earlier on I introduced you that we are still continuing with Alpha Morning Show on this next session, which is actually outbreak of cholera within South Sudan, and actually looking at actually very tremendously affecting the major cities of South Sudan, looking at Juba, Wau, Malakal, and the three administrative areas in South Sudan, which is actually very, very drastic measures have to be taken, and looking at also the non-governmental organizations who are actually the stakeholders of the ministries concerned, looking at Central Equatoria, looking at the national level, Ministry of Health. We have representatives here with me in the studio who will be able to tell us more on a cholera outbreak that is affecting people within across the country, and looking at the measures to be taken and the way forward to actually prevent this cholera outbreak, and looking at actually drastic measures and the policies of the ministry in implementing how this cholera outbreak can easily be kicked out of people's reach domestically. And actually honored here in the studio to have these two ministries from national level and the state level to actually represent South Sudan in actually elaborating more on this cholera outbreak and how. Who none is having actually with me. He is a national from the National Ministry of Health. Nyama Mike, who is with me in the studio. I think will be able to tell us more on how this cholera breakout and how it is affecting the people and how it can be eradicated. And at the same time, having one from the Ministry of Health, that is Central Equatoria State, for education, to educate the people as far as this cholera outbreak can be eradicated on its break. I think it started earlier last month and is still in existence, and looking actually on the preventive measures. And if you have just joined us, try to stay with us. As you follow, we will be able to hear from these various ministries, from the ministries. I think you are most welcome, and have a nice having you on board in this program.
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to say thank you, our presenter, and all the listeners outside there. By the name called Anyama Mike.
Anyama, yeah?
Yeah, I work for National Ministry of Health, the Department of Health Education and Promotion. Yeah. As you stated before, the Ministry of Health registered the cholera outbreak in Reng. It was last year. So from there it escalated.
Great. I think before you continue with that, would you be able to tell the citizens of South Sudan, and I think the main cause of this, the outbreak of this cholera, what impacted it before all?
All right. The outbreak, it is, you know, the outbreak, it came direct from our neighbor, which is Sudan, when the refugees are coming and the returnees are coming back from Sudan. So when they reach in Reng, because of the poor hygiene, and then the outbreak started from there. And this normally cholera is caused by bacteria, and the bacteria is always living in a temperature of a room temperature, which is 37. And when we have poor hygiene and sanitation, definitely the bacteria will enter and also come into contact with.
Is it a contagious disease on the outbreak, contagious disease, or it's airborne disease, or kind of way? Would you be able to elaborate it in that way, so that people can be able to know on?
Yeah. Thank you so much. It is not an airborne disease. It is contagious disease.
Contagious.
Yeah. Yes. You know, when you get in touch with the feces or dirty water that you take, you get that, and also you get in touch with someone who is infected with cholera, definitely you will also be.
That is to say consumption.
Yes, definitely you will also be infected with the disease.
Now, from the Ministry of Health, Central Equatorial State, having you with us, Mr. Alex, you had been with me also in this program some time back. I think. What do you have to say as far as we are trying to follow up, looking at this outbreak of this cholera? How far have you gone, and looking at it from early December this year it started, and what do you think on your findings of this outbreak of this cholera has become already another epidemic in the country?
Yeah, it is really very serious. And looking back at the time we came here, we were having cases going up. But currently, cases are reducing. Cases are reducing. Reason being because we are trying to work really hard with our partners, trying to create awareness and trying to do the necessaries that need to be done for the people really to get prevented. And even the city council is looking on how to really improve the safety of the water by rigging.
Mr. Alex, now you are there for education. Looking at actually this outbreak of this cholera that has actually also lost number of people to mention, but a few, you know, I think we lost one of our important person in the country who's none than Honorable from Malakal. We happen to lose someone very important, and not only that, from OPC, POC in these camps of IDPs camps. We happen to. Could you be able to tell us the cause, the actual root cause of that? There may be negligences, and looking at actually the influx of people from the neighboring countries, as Mr. Nyaman mentioned. Mike mentioned on influx of people from the northern Sudan coming into the country could be one of it, and you're working with also in collaboration with this non-governmental organization, the World Health Organization, the UNICEF, and in collaboration in actually treating the perpetrators.
Yeah, surely cholera, for it to get spread, of course, there are some risk factors, of which some of these risk factors are the ones that influence this disease to spread really from one part of the area to the other. As he mentioned earlier before, the first outbreak in South Sudan was in Reng, and within short time, the outbreak also escalated to other locations, especially also like Juba. Within just a period of few days, it was in Juba, because people tend to move. And this disease is easily transmitted, of course. Okay, when the hygiene is not up to date, of course, these are the risk factors I may talk of. If we don't practice always in a
awareness.
So it becomes a problem.
Now,
then looking into the water,
you are there for this awareness. Looking at the number of people getting affected from the start to death, could you be able to tell us the percentage of people that are affected? Is it deteriorating or is it increasing in number? So that as you working with this non-governmental organization in collaboration to actually prevent that.
Okay, I will be talking to that specifically under Central Equatoria, because when it is started, when we first found the index case in Gorom, of course, we realized also that there were some cases also in this side of Jebel Yesua and then High Baraka. So immediately the cases within Luri Payam, they started increasing. The cases started increasing. And then we also came in together with our partners to try to sit with the leaders to see how we can very fast improve on some of the hygiene within the locations, and then how we can also create awareness. So this thing was moving. And then within short time also it moved. We recorded some cases also from the IDPs where the cases increased within short time up to 1,000 within, you know, when it reached the IDPs, because people are many together, and the sanitation within the IDPs is not really up to date compared to the people who are living outside. When looking to the latrines they are using, most of them are full, and most of them are closed, so people tend now to defecate in the open air. Those are the risk factors.
The root cause of that. Let's come to hear from Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike, you you are representing South Sudan from the national level, looking at actually the outbreak of this cholera.
Exactly.
What drastic measures have you tried to look at? And you tried to mention something to do with the root cause of people flocking in the country from the northern Sudan, and at the same time today that the number is still increasing. Could you be able to tell us the policies that the Ministry of Health, the National Ministry of Health, has into putting this disease epidemic into its in place, looking at that?
Thank you so much, presenter. As I say, you know, the National Ministry of Health is working together with the partners and other stakeholders in the community there. So the National Ministry of Health, what they are doing is that they have surveillance team. These are the people who go out there to find the cases. And also, as the National Ministry of Health, we managed to bring in vaccines.
Could you first of all tell us the number of as a Minister of Health National, what number of the cases you have registered within all over the country? Looking at that, because now it has become an epidemic.
All right, the cases we register is 5,820.
Death rate,
And
life,
the death rate
in
we
critical
have,
condition.
The death rate we have 82. That is the death rate. Yeah, and others have been managing in the hospital, in the health facilities.
And those who are still in a critical condition?
In the critical conditions are not yet, I don't know the exact figure, but they're already there in the hospital, in the health facility.
Now, Greg, you're representing South Sudan as from the National Ministry of Health, looking at South Sudan as a whole. This is actually very critical to the people of South Sudan. Which areas are mostly affected with this outbreak of this cholera? Because people are dying now, and the drastic measures the National Ministry of Health has taken to eradicate this, because this is very dangerous now.
Thank you. When we talk about the area which are mostly affected right now, where the disease is escalating, we are talking about Unity. Yeah, Unity, that's Ruki, and also the site of Twitch is. So the disease is really increasing. But as the National Ministry of Health, they have taken that measure of going with the vaccines to vaccinate the community who are living there. And this is also happening because, you know, we have a lot of refugees in those places, and also we have the
Now you're talking about the refugees. Would it be loud to the people so that they can be able to actually read this information, looking at actually those affected areas?
Yeah. The affected area. It began in rain. Yeah, it began in rain, and you want me to talk about those one in Unity?
Exactly.
Okay, we have Mayom, we have Ruki. That's let me say those are the most affected area.
What do you have to say about, because South Sudan has got the major cities. We have Juba, Wau, and Malakal. What do you have to say about Juba city? And talking of Malakal, looking at Unity State, is also part of Upper Nile.
Thank you so much. And when we are talking about Juba and Malakal, they are also doing vaccination. The Ministry of Health, national, together with the state, are already vaccinating the community, or the host community, and the refugees, also the IDP, who are living in Malakal. The same happening also in Juba here. When you go out there, you will find our team, the team of National Ministry of Health and the State Ministry of Health, moving around with the vaccines, vaccinating people who are eligible to take the vaccines.
But despite all these challenges, let us try to hear from Mr.
Alex.
Mr. Alex.
Yeah.
Mr. Alex, you had been following these cases of a number of these cases quite long. The early December, you had been you are there for education to disseminate information to the people of South Sudan, Payans, Bomas, counties, and looking up to the grassroots. What drastic measures have you ever taken into looking at the most affected areas in your county, looking at Juba, and Juba hosting the city? Many people are actually worried.
Yeah, thank you so much. Of course, after the first case was confirmed within Central Equatoria, immediately we formed the rapid response team. We activated the rapid response teams. There are 2 rapid response teams at the state level and the Juba County. Immediately, these teams were dispatched to the areas to search for suspects of cholera. And this is how we get to know that there were some cases of cholera within the areas, and this is how the numbers started to increase. And this is how we started to discover that there were cases also in High Baraka after the team was deployed to the communities to search for cholera cases. And then, of course, after this team was set, we have the incident manager, who is the director general, who is responsible to decide together with the team on what really has to be done. And we have also within the rapid response team, we have the pillars. There are around 8 pillars that are responsible to involve in whatever there has to be done within the response. And of course, we have the pillar for risk communication and community engagement, of which I'm the team lead. Then we have the case management to really manage those cases that are reported to the health facilities. There is also a pillar that look into the treatment
Mr. Alex,
and many other pillars.
Mr. Alex, you are talking now on behalf of the ministry,
Yes.
okay?
Yeah.
Talking on behalf of the ministry does not work alone in this implementation of these projects.
Yes.
And looking at actually this in the making of responding to the lives of people in this. Whom are you collaborating with? Who is funding you? Looking at actually with the stakeholders, that is the non-governmental organization. Could you be able to tell us the number of these stakeholders that you're working together in this rapid response towards this epidemic?
You are very right. Of course, we don't work alone. We don't work alone, to be honest. And of course, these pillars that we are talking of, they are partners. These non-governmental organizations, they are within these pillars. Like WHO look into surveillance. Great. And then case management. Great. Then we have UNICEF looking into supporting the pillar of risk communication and community engagement. They also support WASH.
Yes.
People who look into these partners working into the issue of sanitation, hygiene, water supplies is also under UNICEF, and also City Council is also part of this. Of course, we have many other partners, like even MSF. They are the one looking into the pillar of case management. So those pillars, all the partners are fixed into, and they are the one giving the technical support and also the financial support in response to all during the response that we are going through. Even the vaccination that we is going through, it is also UNICEF, WHO, and also MSF is also doing the part
Mr.
of
Mike, you are representing the National Minister of Health, and you being also a coordinator at the same time. When we look at these stakeholders, as he did mention, you are the policy making to implement projects and looking at actually this rapid response towards this epidemic that has just come up in this critics moment today. Yeah. What are the policies and looking at actually implementing this with the non-governmental organization, as he did mention, in disseminating information? This is 1, 2, in treating and looking at the critical moment of this outbreak.
Yeah, thank you. I think the question is more or less the same with what Alex was just answering. You know, as National Ministry of Health, we also have the incident manager, and also we have the partners, the implementing partners that is also supporting us in other area. As he mentioned, we have WHO, we have UNICEF, and we have many other. MSF is there, TRIASES, these other local NGOs also they're there. We collaborate together, and we come together, we plan, and look at the cases. Where are these cases? With the help of our surveillance team, the case management, and also the WASH team on the ground, they are helping. And with the help of also the risk communication and the community engagement, they go outside there and they give awareness how the community protect themselves. And this helps us a lot to at least control the outbreak. We are controlling, let me say. Although it is still going on, but it is now reducing. In a way that the National Ministry of Health, they are not sleeping. They are doing their best to see that cholera outbreak is stopped in South Sudan. That's why you see, when you move around, you will see even banners around. And also, when you open your radio, you hear there's a radio jingle.
Dissemination of information.
Information, yeah. You get that. So the National Ministry of Health, they are doing a lot with the partners. So we are looking into that. At the towards the end of the maybe next month or this month, at least we need to vaccinate all the community or in those affected area.
Now, looking at you, Mr. Alex, you are there for education, and look at actually facts findings on this case. This is actually a drastic case that is actually you have to take measures looking at. Could you be able to tell the viewers of South Sudan to know the facts finding on the signs and the symptoms of this disease that is actually in affecting people surrounding the country?
Okay, talking about the signs and symptoms of cholera, of course, the first thing is the person needs to know how it is spread, how you get infected. And for you to get infected with cholera is when you ingest or when you drink contaminated water with the bacteria, which causes cholera, which is the Vibrio cholerae. This is the bacteria that causes cholera. When it contaminates the water that you drink, of course, you get infected. Or when you eat any food that is contaminated, of course, with this bacteria, and then you can also get infected. Okay? And this bacteria, when you get infected, it gets out from your body when you vomit, when the person vomits, because some people at times they vomit. These are some of the signs and symptoms. And then at times the person diarrhea. Of course, now, the diarrhea that comes out of this person who is infected is watery, and it looks like rice water. Okay? Just water, rice water. If you have ever washed rice, this is how the stool of a person who is infected with cholera looks.
You are there for education, looking at you coordinating education, informing the public, and looking at the same time the grassroots. South Sudan have got a lot of tribes that speaks different kind of languages, and you are there to educate the people. What do you have to say on this variety of languages as you disseminate the information, to inquire and do some facts findings? And looking at also the stakeholders, most of them speak one-way language, English, and simple Arabic. In other grassroots areas, people don't have that. How do you get that information?
Yeah, in always passing messages to people, of course, the person should understand clearly what you intend to tell the person. And normally what we do is we do engage the communities. They are the one involved in passing these messages. It is not ourselves going from Juba and then do this awareness in the various areas where the different tribes are. But we find people within the various tribes, we train them, and they are the one to disseminate the messages in all the various languages that we have within South Sudan. We engage these people, and we involve them even in the planning, because that is what is under the pillar of race communication and community engagement. How to bring these people in, how to know that really they have problems and what they need to do. So they must understand their problems and find the way forward with the guidance of the Ministry of Health. So our role is to guide them on what they have to do. If they don't have clean water and they don't have boreholes, but they have streams, how do they utilize this water in the stream to become useful for them for drinking? This is how we bring them in to understand and make use of the water they have within their locality to be safe. By treating or by boiling this water, the water becomes safe for use at this very time of cholera. Because cholera kills within very fast time, within short time, but can easily be prevented when you understand how to prevent using the local resources we have. It becomes easy, and the community are the right people to really take this seriously by understanding how it is spread. And when you have the cholera, what you need to do is also very important. We usually find that people die from cholera when they are referred to the health facility late, very late, when they are always off. But when you are taken early, you find you can easily get the help that is necessary, and you get managed and
Mr. Mike, how do you coordinate this event? Looking at this outbreak, looking at actually, let us put it in a simple way of this critical moment where it has actually affected the whole country, and the most affected areas where response becomes a problem. You, as being a mother ministry that is concerned, coordinating in the ministerial in the ministries in the states and to the grassroots, and facts findings with the perpetrators, and looking at actually the stigmatized people, and at the same time also looking at actually the rapid response.
Thank you so much. I think the first thing is that we are strengthening the coordination system. If it is strong, and everything will become possible, in a way that we, as I say, we work with the State Ministry of Health. These are our close brother. And also we have the partners who are on the ground, and as Mr. Alex said, these people help us on the ground there. At the state level, we have the state team, and also we have the partners who are implementing the same program.
Which people helps you down there?
Down there we have the State Ministry of Health. And the State Ministry of Health, they also have partners who are working also within the State Ministry of Health there. And up to the county, up to the Payam level. And they have social mobilizers. The social mobilizers are trained. They have the key messages, and the key messages are also translated in different languages, as you mentioned. South Sudan has a variety of languages, tribes. So they are trained, and they are given the key messages to pass to the community. And these the key messages, if they pass to the community will know what is happening and how can they help someone who is directing, who is vomiting, what measures should they take, and to prevent the the vomiting and also the diarrheating. And this has been done, and they are trained. Like let me say in Juba City here, the community leaders were trained, the church leaders were trained, the religious leaders, and let me say also the chief were trained. In case if there's a case in their area, and the health facilities may be closed at that moment, what should they do?
Now that you talked of the most affected areas within the country across, what do you have to tell the citizens of South Sudan, and looking at people who want actually to know the areas that are not being affected that much, and people are surviving, looking at not in the rich?
Thank you. I think the first thing I can say is the SOP. The SOP. And all, that's the first, that is what we need to take the precaution, the preventive measures, how to maintain the hygienes. And now we have the vaccines in the country. I would like to say to the community out there, they have to come out and take the vaccines. The vaccine is safe, and it has no
side effects.
The side effects are mild. It's not all that bad, like the one of COVID.
Great. Mr. Alex, to wind up, looking at our time, and what do you have to tell the people of South Sudan, and looking at also you hosting the city that is Juba, having many counties and Payams from the grassroots, and drastic measures to be taken on a personal hygiene, and looking at also preventive measures that individual have to take, being a collective responsibility to each individual as actually to prevent and in the deterioration.
Okay. Of course, now what the step that the Ministry of Health and the State Ministry of Health currently has taken, together with the partners, with the help of our partners that have been working with us. I'm really grateful with all our health partners, because at this very time, all of them got involved, and they are really giving the technical support, and they are really very concerned. So I'm really giving thanks to all our health partners in South Sudan. And at this very time, of course, as we talked of the coordination, we always have meetings twice in a week to see how, which direction we are moving. If we are not moving well, so that we can improve.
Change the direction.
So this is how we strengthen our coordination at the state level, and also the high, the state high level coordination meetings that also takes place once in a while, in a week, which is also shared by His Excellency the Governor. If he's not there, his deputy take over, and our Minister of Health, of course, is the Secretariat in the high level. This is to see how things are moving
now
at the state level.
Let us try to wind up with Mike. Mike, likely in a loud voice to the people of South Sudan because of the time. What do you have to say as far as winding up?
Yeah, thank you so much, our presenter and the listener out there. I would like to say that the first thing is the vaccines, the vaccination. We have the vaccines in the country, and we have the social mobilizers and the vaccinators that are moving around. Whenever they come to your place, please, I'm encouraging you to take the vaccines. It is safe, even though you are pregnant. It is safe for pregnant mothers, also breastfeeding mothers. I know we have a lot of perception that these vaccines are not safe, but the vaccines are safe from the age of 1 year and above. A child who is less than 1 year is not supposed to take, because it's not recommended.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mike. That brings us here to the end of Alpha Morning Show. Wherever you are watching us, we have just come to the end of this show. My name is Soro David, your host. Of course, in the studio, we had been just discussing on this space, looking at actually the outbreak of cholera, which has actually been very critical in the country from early December last year, which is still continuing. And I think to tell the public that there is deterioration, and trying the non-governmental organizations looking in partners with actually the Ministry of Health, both national and state level, actually trying to implement policies to make sure it is kicked out of the country on preventive measures, looking at actually collective responsibility of each institution, and looking at also families and each in this arena. Of course, continue watching the rest of your program. I'm your usual presenter on your national television. As we say bye for now. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.